Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday night. Welcome into The Real late night edition tonight. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate everybody who subscribed over the weekend from our episode we did. I believe it was Friday night. Yeah, Friday night over on Mike's show on the Professional Fans. So appreciate all the support and the love you guys showed, and everybody subscribing, commenting. The interactions have been great. So, yeah, welcome into The Real. And if you're new, like I said, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Shout out to my man Tune In Sports. Go subscribe to him as well. Go subscribe to Tune In Sports for the best NBA content out there. Salute almost at 400. He said, yeah, we're getting there, man. It's been a hell of a week, and just got to keep pushing, keep moving along. And appreciate all you guys. You guys have been great. So, but go subscribe to Tune In Sports as well. He's somebody like myself, guy who started from the bottom and just has a passion and love for what he does, and covers Cavs basketball, but also NBA basketball as well, and posts a lot of shorts constantly as well. Keep up to date with the news, all your latest NBA stuff. Go subscribe to Tune In Sports as well. And yeah, man, go do that. And I pop over there as well and help contribute. So I'm sure we'll be live this week. There's a lot of Cavs rumors going around, so it's a lot of fun over there. But we'll have some fun tonight. Some interesting stuff tonight. Mike should be joining us here momentarily. If he's not, I think he should be popping in here. We'll see what happens. So if not, though, I'll go by myself. It's all cool. Let's see. So I got to, the other day we talked about Shedeur Sanders and how Nathan Zagora, the Browns in-house radio host, talked about how Shedeur's looked they said elite. He used the word elite. His ball placement elite, the way his accuracy has been elite. And right, there's been a lot of high praise around Shedeur from the building, internally in the building. Joe Flacco said he loves being around Shedeur every day, and said he's just been a real joy to be around, and said he's been great. And everybody in the building just loves Shedeur. All his teammates loved him. I mean, the night he was drafted, they were all David Njoku, or the day he was drafted, excuse me, they were all on social media saying, man, can't wait to have you aboard, and welcome to the team. And you see a lot of teammates doing the whole wrist thing with the watch, and he's been really embraced internally in that building, and they all love him. And so, and you hear that praise coming from internally, and you hear the in-house radio host, like we talked about the other night with Nathan Zagora, talking about how he's elite. But also, there's been some high praise on ESPN as well from some former executives, and one of them being Mike Tannenbaum. So Mike Tannenbaum, the other day, made some interesting comments talking about on ESPN. He was talking about how he thinks from day one, Shedeur Sanders, as you can say there, quote, from snap one, day one, he should absolutely start. So that's a pretty big comment there from Mike Tannenbaum, a bold statement, I would say. Obviously Shedeur was taken in the 5th round. I think Shedeur's better than where he was taken. Now, why was he taken in the 5th round? Don't need to rehash history. We've already talked about maybe why the reasons why he fell, and was it this or that, what the NFL. But, he's a rookie quarterback is what he is. I don't care where he was taken. He's a rookie quarterback. And usually in Cleveland, obviously the Browns history, speaking for my Browns fan, I know we've had a lot of Shedeur fans, Colorado fans tune in. Someone myself who's a Browns fan, who's covered the Browns for 3 years now, and obviously been a fan my whole life from the area and stuff, and played ball and stuff. But our history of drafting quarterbacks has not been well. I mean, the only guy we drafted that was successful was Baker Mayfield, and yet we still let him walk. We ended up trading him and bringing in Deshaun Watson. And even some of Baker's years were up and down. His first year was great. His second year, not so good, with the first year with Odell. Year after that, he bounced back. Third year, he got hurt. They played injured, right? So it was kind of a roller coaster. There wasn't a lot of stability. And I think a lot of that wasn't Baker's fault. The organization has not been very stable. And I think the organization at times, in my opinion, has not really truly developed quarterbacks the proper way. You look at the great Patrick Mahomes, who's probably the greatest quarterback in the last 5 years, at least. I mean, he's becoming one of the best quarterbacks of all time that we've seen. His talent, especially, he's already got 3 Super Bowls. So, but Patrick Mahomes even sat for a year, right? He sat for an entire season behind Alex Smith with the great Andy Reid, and then he took over, and then he became how great he was. Lamar Jackson, another great quarterback. At first, did he join? Not sure what happened. Anyways, but Lamar Jackson, sat at first. What's going on? Mike, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. You're messing up the thing. For some reason you join it. Hold on, I'll bring you back up in a minute. Let me see what happened here. Yeah, it changed everything. I don't know what the hell happened. Anyways, so back to my point though. Lamar Jackson even sat for a year, right? Lamar Jackson sat, and that team seemed to turn out well for him. Brett Favre sat at first. He sat a whole year in a place that didn't even want him. The coach told him we actually drafted. He made a joke of we drafted the wrong guy in Mississippi, and all that stuff. And so, there's been Tom Brady sat at first. I'm trying to. One second, guys. Okay, we're good to go. So, again, there's a lot of proof in history that sitting quarterbacks at first and allowing them to properly develop usually helps them in the long run. Now there have been some guys like Jaden Daniels and guys and CJ Stroud who started from day one. Now CJ had a sophomore slump last year. Although I don't think it was all CJ's fault. I think CJ should have better coaching this year offensively, and I think he should have less of headaches around him. And I think CJ will be fine. But there have been some guys, Jaden Daniels, another one, guys who stepped in year one and looked great. You look at a guy like Caleb Williams, though. I think he probably would have benefited if he would have sat a little more. But now he's in position where he's going to come out this year, and he has performed well this year. So, I don't know. It's a tricky thing. I think if I'm the Browns, I'm not going to rush him out there, right? I'm not going to rush him out there, and I'm not going to put him in a wrong predicament. What I mean by that is you can put a guy out there from day one, and Shedeur is a rookie. I think Shedeur is going to be really good. I think Shedeur has a lot of great intangibles. I think the kid could be really good. But you can really throw a guy out there and mess up his confidence and his just rhythm, and it's just really just his confidence is all it comes down to. These rookies, you can tear down a guy's confidence if you put him out there too early, right? You could throw him out to the wolves too early. He's not prepared because he's a rookie. Now, I think Shedeur obviously is prepared in terms of who his daddy is. He understands the NFL landscape. He understands the NFL atmosphere. He gets all that. But there's a difference between watching on the sideline and actually being out in the game now and playing, which he is. And so, could he start from day one? Possibly. Do I think that's what the Browns are going to do? No. I think they brought in Joe Flacco to be the veteran and the bridge. And then I think probably about week 6, 7, maybe 8, I think that's when Shedeur takes over. And I think once Shedeur takes over, I don't think he's giving that job back. I think he'll be fine. But I think sitting, learning the playbook more, he's taking more reps under center now. In college, he ran some similar concepts because of Pat Shermer and Kevin Stefanski guys come from the same philosophies from the Kubiak system. They ran similar philosophies in college, but Shedeur oftentimes wasn't under center. He was in the gun. And the difference between that is when you're under center, you got to drop back, turn your back towards the coverage, and in turn to locate the coverage, right? So that's a different read, it's a different mindset as a quarterback. It's different how you scan the field. That's something a different processing, right? So that's where you get those reps in practice, and the more time it takes, you build that up, and you learn the system, build chemistry, right? But the best thing for Shedeur is he's got a guy like Joe Flacco in the room he could sit and watch every day, right? You've heard Shedeur already talk about on the Kay Adams show how much he's just loved being around Joe Flacco. His eyes light up. He said he just sits and watches Joe every day, how he's professional. And Shedeur said it best. This guy's played as long as he has. He's doing something right. So I think Shedeur's got the right setting now. I brought up the thing earlier about being a Browns fan, how we've seen so many guys in the past get thrown out to the Wolves too early. They weren't developed properly. But I think Shedeur has all the ingredients here in Cleveland to become successful. He's got a veteran QB in the room that he can look up to. I think the coaching staff now, I think Kevin Stefanski, I think, is a solid coach. I think Tommy Reese is a really good OC. I think Billy Musgrave's a really good quarterback coach, and his relationship with Deion's dad. They were teammates in San Francisco. I think all the ingredients are here. He's got two new running backs coming in. The offensive line's going to be healthier. I think they need to get a couple more weapons for him. But I think now they did add Harold Fannin Jr. tight end is going to be a great weapon too. So they have two tight ends now. The defense should be healthier. It should be better now. I think Mason Graham at the middle. Obviously, without GOK, it's going to hurt. But I do think the Carson kids are really good. I think they'll be fine there. I think they got enough talent on that defense still. If the guys bounce back and play like they had been before last season, they should have a good defense, right? And one thing Shedeur has never had was consistency around him, right? He had consistency at wide receiver at Colorado, but he didn't have a consistent O-line, didn't have a good running game. Defense was inconsistent at times. He didn't have a lot of consistency around him. Yet he's still, to his credit, still highest completion percentage in college football history, right? I mean, that's pretty impressive. So, and led Colorado to their first bowl game in a long time, from being a 1-11 program in the basement of college football to where they ended when he left. With all those inconsistencies around him, the only person that was consistent around him was Travis Hunter. So, I mean, I think this kid can definitely do it in Cleveland. I think he will turn it around. If I had to bet my money, I just got a gut feeling. I think he's going to be the one to do it. But let's hear from Mike Tannenbaum, and I'll give my last take on this. And so let's see what Mike Tannenbaum actually. Here's the full clip of what he really said.
I think it should be Shedeur from day one. When we had Mark Sanchez in New York as a rookie, he started from day one. Things worked out. We had a couple of years of really good success. But if I'm Cleveland, Joe Flacco is a great backup. He's going to be 40. I would have Dylan Gabriel compete with Shedeur. I'm assuming that Shedeur will beat him out. I think he has more ability. And by the end of the season, the Cleveland Browns, Christine, have to know what they have in Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Well, Kenny Pickett just hasn't worked out. He's been a little bit of a journeyman. Maybe you trade him at the end of training camp. But to me, job 1, 2, and 3 is you need to know what you have in Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. And I would play those guys right away, let them have a competition. And in my view, Shedeur has more ability, and I assume he'd be the guy.
Yeah.
So some interesting stuff there from Mike Tannenbaum. I see Mike Tannenbaum, former NFL executive. Obviously, you heard he was the GM of the Jets, but they had Mark Sanchez, and he said, we played Mark right away, and that kind of worked out for us. But I think each situation with each quarterback's different. Now, if I had to bet my money, though, I do think out of all these rookie quarterbacks, Shedeur probably is the most ready NFL-wise, right? But I think a lot of that, too, it's not just the quarterback himself. Are they ready? Is the organization around them? Do they have the right structure in place to help this young man? Because I think a lot of times there's been a lot of quarterbacks, guys. I mean, look at Sam Darnold. I mean, he was in a bad situation in New York, bad situation in Carolina. Everybody gave up on the guy and said he was a bust. And then he goes to San Francisco for 1 year with some stability, and then finally gets his feet wet, gets an opportunity with the Vikings, and now you see what he is, and he got paid. Right, he's a starting caliber quarterback now in the NFL. He just got paid basically franchise money from the Seahawks, to my opinion, franchise money. But I mean, these contracts now is crazy. But Baker Mayfield, another guy we saw here in Cleveland. Like I said, 2 out of his 4 years were great. The other 2 years were inconsistent, and I think he got crapped on his last year with the injury. He was forced out there. Right, I remember the game versus Green Bay on Christmas Day. They flew him in that day. They didn't practice all week, and they flew him in that day to play, and just threw him out there. You know what I mean? That's not probably wasn't the best thing for Baker, but you saw what happened to Baker. He was in an inconsistent organization here in Cleveland, had a lot of turmoil when he was here, goes to Carolina, another bad organization. Then he goes to the Rams, a good organization with a good head coach for a year, gets his feet wet for half a season, and then he goes to the Bucs, a good organization who's successful and has proven, and you see what Baker Mayfield has become. A solid NFL quarterback, got $100+ million in the bank now. So I think the Browns need to make sure they're ready to put him out there as well. Don't throw this kid out there if he's not ready. If you don't think he's ready, or if you don't feel like you have adequate weapons around him to help him, you should be trying to do everything you can to help your rookie quarterbacks. Obviously, they have to do their part too. And I'm not saying you got to make everything right for this guy to be successful. I think Shedeur with even what they have now, can find success. I think he has the intangibles in this system, what is familiar in this offense, and I think the offense Kevin will have, where he can find success. But I think both sides need to be in alignment, and I think both sides need to have, and what I mean by alignment, I mean Shedeur's where he needs to be, right, in terms of preparation, and he's in comfort in the system now, and that he's ready to go out and play in an NFL game. And I also think you need to have organizationally, they need to do. I think they need to do more in the receiver room, and I think they need to do more to make sure that offensive line is healthy, and that O line is going to be. It's going to be up front. It's going to be where it was before Bill Callahan left. Right? You need to make sure you have everything around the structure, everything is in place, and everything's good. I think if they do that, then yeah, you just throw them out there, right? But I think only they'll know. I mean, we could sit from the outside and say, yeah, he should be the day one starter. And I get what Tannenbaum's saying too. You want to know you have in him this year, because next year you have 2 first-round picks. It's a pretty good-looking quarterback class. As of right now, that could change. It's a year out. Everything now is just projecting. But if I'm the Browns, though, I think Shedeur could be your guy. And I think if I'm them, I'm doing everything I can to help Shedeur out and surround Shedeur. I know they took Dylan Gabriel, but I know they took Dylan Gabriel before Shedeur Sanders. I still think Shedeur's their guy, and I don't think Dylan Gabriel, in my opinion, I just don't see him having a starting career in the NFL. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Not saying he can't. I just, from the height, I just don't see it. I just, and the people that practice this week, watch him at OTAs, and even at rookie minicamp, he don't look like an NFL quarterback. According to Zach Jackson, he don't look like an NFL quarterback. So, I think Shedeur has the height, he has the arm. I think his arm strength actually is fine. He has the accuracy, the touch. I think he has all the intangibles. The locker room actually is absolutely just embraced him already from what we've heard and seen. I think this kid's got it all lined up to be successful here in Cleveland, and he's got a good vet in there with Joe Flacco. So, could he start week 1? Possibly. If I was in charge, I wouldn't throw him out there right away. Now, if he does beat out, unless he would have to like seriously outplay Joe Flacco almost every day, and which he could do. I'm not saying it's not possible, which he could do every day in training camp. And if the guys play better in training camp with him, and you see it in the preseason as well, then we'll rediscuss this. As of right now, though, I don't think their plan is to throw him out there week 1. So we'll see. It's very interesting stuff there from Mike Tannenbaum, though. One more clip I got from the same article. Give me one second. I turn this music off. There we go. So, one more clip I have from this Mike Tannenbaum article as well. This is from Pac-Man Jones, who he believes Shedeur is going to be the best quarterback in this class. Let's take a look and see what Pac-Man Jones has to say here. Give me one second. Actually, no, this is not Pac-Man Jones. This is another former NFL GM, excuse me, saying he thinks, let me get this on the share screen for you guys. He thinks Shedeur Sanders is going to end up being the best quarterback from this class. So let's take a look here from this. This is on the Pac-Man Jones show, excuse me. Take a look what this former GM has to say.
What was your grade on?
I gave him a first. I think he'll be the best quarterback out of this draft. When it's all said and done. When his career's said and done, he'll be the best quarterback taken in this draft. We did the same thing in Seattle with Russell Wilson. You know, everybody's like, he's too short. He's this, that, and that. Fuck, we went back-to-back Super Bowls. You know, I think, and I hate to say this because I don't know his father personally. I really don't. But I think the shit show to come with them from the standpoint of media, and Cleveland's going to get it. I mean, why would they draft the quarterback in the 3rd and wait for Shedeur to the 5th? You know, because Shedeur, I've seen
because
Shedeur
they have a horrible fucking GM. That's why.
Well,
he fucking suck. What was your grade on?
Very Pac-Man Jones answer there. But another GM who thinks he'll be the best quarterback in this draft. So we'll see. I hope he is. That's for our sake, and you're in Cleveland. Sanders will start at some point. I totally agree with that too. I think he'll start this year. Sit and learn from the vet. That O-line was trash. Buckeye Pauly says, nah, Baker made that call. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Buckeye Pauly, but thanks for tuning in. What are you referred to there? I know I talked about Baker. What part are you referring to? Without further ado, let me bring my man, the myth, the legend, Sir Michael Antonace. Mike, what's going on?
Hello, beautiful people. How are you this evening?
Doing pretty good, Mike. Some interesting stuff from Mike
Love it.
Tannenbaum, Mike, as you saw there. What's your take on all this, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about him starting day one. I think he has the highest ceiling in that room for sure. I've been kind of the proponent of here if he's going to start at some point, but Flacco is not going to play a full season. I really think they're going to start with Flacco for the first 5 or 6 games, kind of like what we were talking about in the last show, and that Shedeur will take over 5 to 6 games into the season, which I think it'll be movie Mike. I think it'll work out the best that way. Shedeur, I think it just needs. I don't think he needs some time from a talent perspective, but I think it will behoove him, and I think it'll be actually in his best interest to just sit behind Flacco for 5 or 6 weeks, watch how the Browns prepare for a game for an upcoming Sunday, and then to just be put in there. I want them to set him up for success. And generally that's how you do it with a rookie quarterback is you give him a little bit of time to kind of marinate and whatnot in order to get all that down. So, but yeah, absolutely. TuneIn Sports said it. Hit that like button. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. Helps us out a lot. But yeah, on your way in, hit a like. It's free. Helps us out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I get what Tannenbaum's saying. What do you think about what Tannenbaum said that they have to play him as much as possible so they know what they have going into next season? I mean, how many games do you think they need to get a real accurate grade on these rookies so they know what they have? Because obviously next year's rookie class, as of right now, looks good. Now that could change, but when they play in college football next year, but you have 2 first-round picks next year. Obviously, the Browns got to make a decision. Is one of these guys their guy moving forward, right? I think Shedeur is the guy they're highest on personally. And I think you agree with that as well. I think that's the guy they see. I mean, I know Kevin Stefanski even said too. He spoke very highly of Shedeur. Said quote publicly this week how much he's been great every day and just love being around him every day. Walks by his office and I mean Shedeur has done everything right. I think since he's gotten drafted. I think since all the draft stuff and all that stuff passed, ever since he's been in Cleveland, he's been pretty good. I don't think there's been no noise. There's been no nothing. I think he's done everything. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, you agree with that as well. I mean, I think he's right. You agree with that. I mean, I think he's done everything with grace, and I think he's handled everything well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'm really impressed with how he's responded post all that draft stuff. Right. So
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of guys that could have responded differently in a wrong way. So he's done everything right, and I think that says a lot about the kid. But I think he's their guy. But also, I think they also. How many games do you think they need to know that he's their guy going forward in the future?
That's why I'd like for him to start about week 5, week 6. I think 8 to 10 games is probably a good baseline of what you're going to get. He's going to need a game or 2 to get his feet wet and actually get in-game reps, and then from there he'll be going. So I think 8 to 10 games is a fair assessment for any rookie. And they really do got to find out what they have in him because we do have those 2 first-round picks next year. So I think that's a fair area, 8 to 10.
What'd you think of my assessment too? I said a lot of times, obviously, you want to wait for the quarterback to be ready to be put in there, right?
Yeah.
But I made the point too. What if your organization needs to be ready, structure-wise, to put him out there? Like we expect this O-line to be better with a new coach and Mike Bloomgren, right? They're healthier. They got some new pieces they had in that room. But I think from their standpoint, Mike, I think they need to maybe throw throw the veteran out there first, and let's see how the O-line looks. Let's see how the weapons look, and then maybe put Shedeur out there if you had to make some tweaks or something. You know what I mean? I think What do you think of that? I think the organization at the time needs to be a little ready as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I don't think
see, there's
think a
two
lot of
sides to that.
I don't think you should throw him out there and say, "Go be Superman," and put all the weight on his shoulder. I don't think that's fair to him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But in the same token, you know, I would argue that, I mean, the Commanders last year, in my opinion, weren't set up for success. But Jaden Daniels just, kind of, that team looked completely different when they had better quarterback play. And that's something that can happen with the Browns too. It's like from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, the O-line wasn't playing very well last year. Jerry Jeudy looked good, but like outside of him and Njoku, we really don't have a lot. You hope to see some in Fannin. But I mean, in the same token, like, I mean, a drastic change in quarterback play can really change your offense, change
Right.
how you play the game, and it could like skyrocket your team. So I mean, they might not look ready for Flacco, but if Shedor's ceiling is as high as some of us believe, I mean, it could be like the Jaden Daniels effect, because I mean, here I was going in thinking, that was a 5-win team last year. I'd like Jaden Daniels coming out of the draft, but I certainly didn't expect that. NFC Championship appearance year one.
I do think they had
So,
a pretty good structure around him, though. I think better than people probably gave him credit. I mean, it was a whole new, it was a whole teardown. I mean, it was a new owner,
Yeah.
new coaching staff. I mean, they had a former head coach was the OC. They had some decent weapons. The O line, I think, was okay. They had the running back as well. Was it Brian Robinson? So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, yeah, you're right. Some cases it has worked out. I mean, I think the Texans is a prime example. You look at CJ Stroud, his
Yeah.
first year, they had all the right pieces around him. I think they were younger, but they had good structure. I think that's all I'm looking for. And I think the Browns, Mike, that's just the two things I'm looking at is the O line, right? And is the running scheme back? Do they dominate the run game again? I think if they have that, I think the defense will be fine. Obviously, that's out of Shedor's control. He's not on that side of the ball. But in terms of the O line and the running game, if they can show in the first 2 to 3 games, Mike, that they're back to where they were, their bread and butter, I think now I feel a lot more comfortable throwing him out there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think they'd feel better if if the O-line and the running game is going well, as and man, it'd be exciting to see what Shedeur can actually do with a running game. It's kind of one thing that Colorado was certainly missing.
Yeah, consistency around him. That's why I mentioned my monologue. They just never had real consistency around him, in my opinion. There, not defensively with the running game. Only consistency was the receivers. They had a really good receiver, obviously. But Richie, shout out to Richie. Welcome into the reel. He said, "Facts, Michael. Let him see how Joe prepares for a game week to week for about 5 weeks." I agree with that. That's what I said earlier too. I think about week 6, 7, 8. That's when probably you start thinking about putting them in there. Jersey said, "I like Pac-Man's assessment of Barry." Rodney Porter, our boy Roddy's back in here. Mike, shout out to Rodney.
Welcome
He
back.
said, "How are you, gentlemen? We're doing good. How are you doing, Mike?"
How am I doing?
He said, "How you doing, gentlemen?" I said, "I'm doing good. How are you doing, Mike?"
Oh, I'm breathing. I'm living. LIVIN, dude. That's all I can do.
Did you guys see Mary Karen?
Very old quote.
Mary Karen. That's her new name now.
Mary Karen.
Mary Kay Cabot trying to put Shedeur in a trick bag with those questions. Can he just eat his pasta? Was this today, Roddy? I didn't see anything today. When was this, Mike? Did anything happen today, or?
I think he was like trying to eat lunch, and she was asking him some questions that could be spun a certain way.
Was this on Twitter or on X? Excuse me.
Yeah, I think
I'll pull it up. Here you
Or
talk
YouTube.
about it. I'll try to find it while you talk about it.
Yeah, Mary Kay tends to do that. She does that with everybody. Hell, she tries to do that with Myles Garrett. He's the face of the franchise. So like, it's just the way the news goes at this point. You got to realize too, the Browns have not been so. The past 5 years, the Browns have been competitive, and we've had 2 trips to the playoffs in the past 5 years, and we won 1 playoff game. But for the most part, and as long as Mary Kay's been covering the Browns, which is for the better part of 15, 20 years at this point, the Browns have been not a great team. So negativity and these kinds of questions to get clicks, views, and even before like YouTube and the internet was a huge thing, she would do it to like get, sell papers, the Plain Dealer, which is local paper in Cleveland. And she is kind of tied to negativity in certain areas to try and get clicks. Not all the time, though. All reporting is opinionated. You want to try and be objective as much as you can, but you'll find that some reporters can be very, very opinionated. I certainly don't agree with, putting a young man in a trick bag. Doesn't make any sense to do that, especially with a rookie. And yeah,
I don't see anything on X, Mike.
it might be on.
Was it today?
Might be on
I didn't
YouTube.
know about this.
I thought it was today. It might have been a couple days ago.
Let me try to find it.
Ooh, Jersey said something good too while you go looking for it. We can't automatically expect Flacco to play at the level he did when he was 2 years younger. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Jersey. He was very bad in Indianapolis last year. But here, do I think that Flacco can give us at the very least 5 very okay games? Yeah, I think you can. I think he has that left in the tank at the very least. Get Shedeur some 11-on-11 work. Thank you for joining 5%. He's going to get a lot more than that, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't see anything right now. I'm trying to find it the best I can. But I'm not seeing anything, Mike. I wonder if it's taken down.
It's on Shedeur's YouTube, is what Richie just said.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
Warren G is joining us. 12 is legendary. Certainly hope so, bro. I'm on the train. I'm just hoping the conductor sees right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm up. Hold on. I see what they're saying now. He must have had like a vlog or something, and it got put in the vlog. I see.
Oh, on the vlog. She was asking questions in the vlog.
Well, no, it's not on his channel. He hasn't posted a video in 2 months. Was it on Well Off Media? Maybe it's on Well Off. I know they've had somebody here with a camera filming stuff. Let me go look on there. Well, I'll try to find it still, Mike. Mike, let me ask you about the receiver room.
Yeah.
What do you think about the weapons right now in the room, and do you think they need to be a little more aggressive, getting some more support in there for all the quarterbacks?
I mean,
some of the reports have just kind of been like, it's kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I don't think it's like the worst room in the NFL by any stretch of the imagination. We're not like the Bills, but like, we do have a premier wide receiver in Jerry Jeudy. If Cedric Tillman can build on what he was doing before he got hurt, I mean, he had 3 games with 2 touchdowns, 300 yards in 3 games when he started getting some real playing reps. And then you got to think that they'll be running 2 tight end sets, and you hope Harold Fannin Jr. can give you some production. But as far as like just the receiver room, if we're just talking receivers, it's just okay. I don't think it's horrible, but like if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it like a 5. I'd be like, Judy's good. You have a couple guys that might have a game here or there. If Cedric Tillman comes back and he's healthy and he's running the routes at the X and he looks like he's going to get 100 yards a game, great. That boosts up that 5 to like a 7 or an 8. But as of right now, I think they should be a little bit more aggressive. I know there's rumors of Chris Olave trade. And I will say this about Andrew Berry. I said it on the previous show, and I'll just say it again for all the new chatters and people we may have. Andrew Berry, when he's interested in a player, will go after that player until he gets him. It doesn't matter if it's right now. Doesn't matter if it's at the trade deadline. Doesn't matter if it's next year or the year after. Eventually, he generally gets the player he wants. And that's how we got Jerry Jeudy. He started talking to the Broncos 2 years ago about trading for Jerry Jeudy before the deal actually materialized.
He said, Mike, DoorDash me and Ronnie.
DoorDash you were running. I saw Jersey say he saw me at the Tribe game. I was not there. Did you see me? Do I have a doppelganger out there?
It's an inside. I'll tell you later off the when we're off. Charles Lovejoy said he's not throwing it better than Flacco. So if they happen to be even, then how could he possibly start over a 20-year-old proven veteran? Flacco starts season evaluate from there. I agree with that, Charles. But Charles Tannenbaum thinks otherwise, Mike. He thinks he should start from day one. Oh, I see. Yeah, Warren G. I got it on deck. I found it. So they were at a appreciate you guys for helping me trying to find that. And welcome it in, Warren G. That's a great name, reminds me of the rapper. Rodney Porter, Tony and Mary Kay hate Shedeur. It even bleeds through their pores. Sad and sickening. He said, Mike, do you still mow Barry's yard?
I don't, but what I just said is just facts. We were talking to the Broncos 2 years ago. I remember you and I were on this show talking about it. And then 2 years later, Jerry Jeudy is a Brown.
Appreciate
those shades
Ryan.
are sweet.
These are new. I got these about a month ago. I got these.
Those are fly, dude.
Gooder, shout out to Gooder. So I got they were at they have an annual event here, in Cleveland every year where all the rookies go to this year they were at Baldwin Wallace University. Shout out to B-Dub. And they were up there, Mike. It's the rookies learn how to cook, right? So it's trying to teach the rookies how to cook their own food at home. So they're not, eating bullshit food. Because a lot of guys in the past, back in the day, they just go eat Taco Bell and all that stuff. Obviously, you don't want your guys eating that. You want them guys to eat good food. So they're trying to teach the rookies how to cook, Mike, especially if they're away from home. They don't have that mama's cooking anymore. They're cooking maybe at the facility all the time. So they ran an event. Now, I have not seen any of this. So I went on Cleveland.com, Mike, and I found the video. That's obviously Mary Kay Cabot works for. I'm assuming she's the one behind the camera here filming, doing her reporting. So let's take a watch here, Mike. This is a 3-minute video. And we're going to watch it and see what happens here because I have not seen any of this, and then we'll react to it. Yeah, Rooks to Cooks. Yep, right there. Appreciate you guys. So let's take a look here.
This is your teammate, right? Always and forever. So you two are going to work together. We got 3 tables set over there. All 3 tables.
Man, I don't even know if I'm making roster pasta. I'm just making what my heart desires. It started off with the chicken and the shrimp, so I can let the meat and the seasonings marinate. I put the vegetables in there so they can get all the juices from the meat. After that, put the meat back in. Put a little bit of coconut milk in there to let it marinate some more. And I just threw my noodles in there, and I mixed the marinara and Alfredo together. Most people don't want to get live.
So our point for second place today, Mr. Sanders. Clean it up, and we go from there.
Yeah. Our charcuterie board was inspired by 2 flames. Cooking the meat. And,
is that Josh sitting there with his charcuterie board, Mike?
Flowers, nuts from the trees. Yeah. Kind of like night in the woods.
Positive negatives of Mother Earth.
We have our charcuterie boards, right? We got top 2, right? So top 2. So our winner, our best team, was Brent and Dylan. No! Right?
Hey, bro, you're not losing, bro.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
it's amazing. I just drinking with my good fellow. We was drinking, but I helped him a little bit.
You know what? I'm not the MVP. This is the MVP right here. He went crazy. That guy needs to interview.
What went into your guys' charcuterie board? Because I saw you working real hard, like over here the whole time.
Yeah, I never had one of these before, but I've seen pictures. So I'm just trying to make it aesthetically pleasing. See, I rolled them up. We sanctioned it off a little bit.
Omani.
Let's do it.
Shedeur.
What? Are you serious? Bro, no. Are you serious?
Thanks very much.
I couldn't do without my man right here, man.
Pasta went to.
It gotta be him. I did. If it's not him,
That's pasta. Easton.
What?
Thank you very much.
Mason Graham can't cook worth a shit, apparently. Hey, he didn't win a damn. He didn't win a single award.
He won shit. As long as he wins on the football field, that's all I care about. But
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if we missed it, but it was kind of hard to hear the audio.
That's the only thing I found, guys. I don't know, you guys. If you guys have it in the comments, if there's something like there's like an actual clip of her asking, if you can just drop it in the comment, and I'll put it up here, like or it just my email is down below too. Just shoot me my email, the link for it, and I'll put it up here. But that's the only thing I could find, guys. I'm sorry if that's not it. I didn't see any of that, Mike. I didn't pay attention the last couple of days. I was doing other stuff, so I didn't know they even had that event. But
that's cool that they have that, though. It's a cool team building activity.
Yeah, I like how those dudes are having a good time together, and they all seem like they're getting along really well. And he said I sent it to you. It's on Shedeur's Twitch. Oh shit! Well, I might have to go find that. Did you put in my email, Warren? I'll go check it. Let's see. Because I'm really interested, Mike, if that did happen. I mean, number one, Mike, though, I'll be honest with you. Why do they need to be there recording these guys? Why is the media allowed in a team event like that?
I get
it's like good publicity, I guess, for the organization, really. But
yeah, it's a mixture of that, but also the NFL has
draw the line. Like they need, let them have their own. They're in front of the cameras enough.
So I know I'm going to have to reread this, but I was curious about this because of how much access certain media members have. And it's not just the Browns. The Browns aren't an outlier. It's all teams have media members like this. The NFL has rules in place, like regulations that teams have to follow with their media members and allowing them to certain events. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but it was something along the lines of, if it is a sponsored event, a team activity that isn't critical to like you're not going to have a media member sitting in discussing game plan, right? You'll never see that, right?
Right.
But if it's not something critical to that, the regulation of the NFL is essentially the media is allowed and most times encouraged. Anything for the shield kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to dig it up again. I read it once, but it has something along the lines to do with that. I don't know why. I can see why they're there, but some of these reporters, man, got to have just the common disposition to
don't go walk
not
up
ask inflammatory questions during a team building event. Come on.
Yeah, you need to put how many more fucking questions you got? I'm sorry. How many more questions you got to ask them? How many times you got to put a camera in their face constantly?
Dude, let the man cook. Let them learn their teammates. They just met each other 2 weeks ago. Come on now.
I don't get it. I don't understand why they're even there. I mean, it looked like a very private event. You know what I mean? Why do they need to be there? And why do you need to go up to them with a camera? I mean, I guess if you want to ask, if you have to be there to cover it, you want to ask about the event itself. What do you she asked about the charcuterie board thing. Okay.
Yeah. What you cooking? That's a fine question.
That's fair. That's just banner. But, with the event, it's a, silly event. But to sit there though, if you're going up to a guy and trying to ask him questions in that setting about football related things and stuff, that's not the right setting to do that. You have your time after practice every week. That's your time to ask him questions or whatever you have access to him in the building when it's appropriate. Not at that setting. I just don't like that. I don't get that. Like, he's not going to give you an answer. Like, what are you trying to pull out of this kid? But again, she can't, people, honestly, just her, but you can't, these people that get pissed off at the people for calling them out, or maybe they think they're too hard on her, it's unfair, or it's this, or it's that. Well, you kind of create the president because you act in this manner. You know what I mean? Like, how can you, it's like if you sped through a red light and a cop saw you and pulled you over, give you a ticket, and you bitched about it. Well, you're the idiot that sped through you know what I mean? You're the one that went through the red light. What do you expect? He's doing his job. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect people to not get upset at the media because you guys constantly are. It seems like you're trying to get something out of this that you're just like, it's just weird. I mean, there's some people I've watched who are critics of Shedeur, I think are fair, but there's some people I watch who I don't really watch, but there's some people I see now, and we're seeing it now, that's just kind of like, you don't need to be all up in their face. You don't need to be all up with the camera. You don't need to be asking them every time you see them the same question over and over and over again. And almost like you're trying to like set them up. I'm not saying she did that. I haven't seen the video yet, but I think there's people out there looking to do that. Like, they're looking for the clickbait.
Oh, the big bro just commented in. I'm going to share it real quick. Oh.
She was all up in his face asking about his fans calling us Sanders Nation. Yeah, why are you asking about that?
Why is that even pertinent, man?
It's
like,
not,
it's just.
She was asking him, and I trust you, big bro. Appreciate you for tuning in, big bro. If you guys, oh, by the way, we have 47 people in here, Mike. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. You know, we try to call it down the pipe here, down the middle. You know, we try to be fair and honest and bring you guys good coverage and just have fun and keep it real. That's why it's called The Real. So you haven't subscribed already, you like what you're watching, please subscribe. Simple tap of the button. It's free and really helps us go a long way. And we're just two dudes doing this for the passion, the love, and what we do. And your guys' support means everything to us, honestly.
What Joseph said. And also, I'm going to sweeten the pot for y'all. Just for when we get to 1,000 subscribers, just 1,000, I already kind of lost a bet. Because I bet that I was wanting us to draft Shedeur Sanders. And I said, if we drafted Shedeur, I'm going to get a Browns, the Bulldog logo, wearing aviators, but also wearing a Colorado Buffaloes chain. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will live stream the tattoo.
Just start subscribing right now, people. I want to be there filming that, him getting that tattoo. Again, Mike's going to get the Browns, the new Bulldog logo they had, like, was it 2 years ago when it came out, whatever it was, last year, with aviators on, wearing a Colorado chain. So just hit the subscribe button. That alone, if you want to see that, just hit subscribe right now. Tell everybody else to subscribe. And we will do. We already have the spot picked out, everything. It's all ready to go. I might even pay for, I'll pay for it myself if I have to get Mike there. Now, he may pay for it because he's such a nice guy. No, I'm just kidding. Either way, it's getting done.
Well, it's going on my body. I'll pay for it.
Yeah, I'll help. I will help pay for that. I want to see that. I will make sure you guys get that, and it will be good coverage. Trust me.
And it will be YouTube safe. I cannot get it in a compromising place on my body.
Tune in. Said, "Oh, it's happening." Oh yeah, because Mike, people already said. Shout out to Warren. He said, "Followed Sanders since Jackson." That's what's up. He said, "Ouch, my index finger just got hurt hitting 2 buttons." Warren G said he did just sub, Mike. So shout out to people in the chat, Mike. They're already subbing. Let's get the round.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, full 3 hours, whatever it takes. I'm gonna have my orange juice. I don't know if you all have tattoos out there, long tattoos. You need to keep your blood sugar up. Don't want to pass out. That looks weak. I ain't passing out in a tattoo chair. I'll tell you that much.
Not getting that tattoo. That's a legendary tattoo.
Yeah, quick story.
Do you like that? Legendary?
Legendary. Yeah,
Oh, you like that? Go ahead.
I do like that.
I like story time. What do you got?
Quick story time. All right. So I have several tattoos. My latest tattoo is of a Mike Myers mask. It's on my wrist. I got it at a music festival we have here in Ohio. Some of you may have heard of Mansfield Reformatory. It's apparently, if you believe in ghosts, one of the most haunted prisons in America. If you don't, it's just a really old, cool prison. Shawshank Redemption was filmed there. I got it. This tattoo. I had 2 Budweisers that day. It was 97 degrees. All the tattoo artists were in the old guard barracks in the prison. AC didn't work. And I passed out in front of a bunch of people. I'm talking hundreds of people walking through. I'm sitting, and he had to just finish up real quick. Got me a little blow pop sucker. I was good. But it sucks to pass out. It sucks worse to pass out in front of hundreds of strangers. Story time's over. Now, you want to see me not pass out, but see me get a tattoo, hit that subscribe button. Go Browns.
That's a hell of a fucking just terrible story. And then I'll get the tattoo and then go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Browns. Okay. Anyways, Parent in the house, Mike. Shout out to our boy Parent, longtime subscriber, follower. Love Parent. He said, "Yo, we here just came back from a wedding party." All right.
Well, congratulations to the bride and groom, whoever they may be.
Tell me, said congrats. Congrats. Hope you're having a good night, Parent. Good to see you. See you, fans. We coming. We ain't hard to find. Reggie said we are not hard to find. They are not hard to find, Mike. They've been pulling up and showing love too. You guys have been great. We've loved to interact with you guys.
It's actually kind of funny how alike Colorado fans and Browns fans are. It's very similar. I've been noticing, the fervor,
I mean, just imagine, Mike.
Je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here's what I'll tell you: Colorado fans joining here, coming. Obviously, we're a root for the Browns now. You guys are. I'll tell you about Browns fans. Honestly, been through a lot of crap, a lot of shit. We've had a lot of bad years, right? One thing about Browns fans, though, Mike, they're not phased because they've been through it all. Browns fans don't give a shit. They've been through it all. They just want a winner, Mike. They just want to have a winner, and they want to have fun while doing it, right? I think if Shedeur could be the guy, and we can start winning games, it's gonna be a party.
A statue on St. Clair, dog.
I'm gonna tell you guys, it's a party in Cleveland. Let me tell you something. You want to have fun at a football game? Come to a Browns game when Shedeur's playing. You guys, the Colorado fan, Dion fans, Shedeur fans, and Shedeur's playing, and they're playing well and winning. It's gonna be, isn't it? It's a party, Mike, in that stadium. Party outside the stadium and in the stadium before and after the game.
Yeah,
there's nothing like it, Mike. And you've been up there. Tell these people about it, Mike. There ain't nothing like it.
For legal reasons, I'm going to say this is satirical before I say it. But if Shedeur is the guy, and we win a Super Bowl with Shedeur,
that whole stadium's doing this. Everyone's been doing
I satirically have to break into the stadium and spread my father's ashes. Satirically, absolute satire, not serious at all.
Okay. Yeah, but it's a party. When the Browns are winning, it's a party. So, welcome on aboard, all the CU fans, all the people joining along now. We all hope, obviously, Shedeur plays well and is the guy. We all win. Everybody, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now we haven't had a lot of fun, Mike, here in Cleveland in our lifetime with Browns fans. It's been a lot of heartache. But a lot of
the tailgates are fun. Here's some of you Colorado fans coming up for tailgates for Cleveland. It's a different kind of tailgate. I mean, we don't jump through tables or none of that crazy shit, but it's a fun time.
Well, they do, but it has happened.
But we're not known for it. You know what I mean? That's like Bill's Mafia. They do the tables thing. That's the
the Browns tailgate. The Browns tailgate is more of like a party. Like it's like real it's like a legit party. Like everybody's dancing, grooving, getting along, high fiving. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Hoo.
Yeah, a lot of less fractured ribs at a Browns tailgate.
A lot of alcohol.
But there's a good amount of that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cold up here, man. Gotta stay warm. 4
sheets to the wind by 9 a.m. Browns fans like to do a lot of silly things too. They just like to have fun. We just like to have fun, really. Yeah. But It's a good time. Colorado fans have been through the mud like us. Yeah, Colorado they were down on the mud before Deion took over there. Tony and Mary Kay never asked Shedeur any football questions, only personal ones. This is a fact. What you got anything to that, Mike? I mean, I don't remember. Obviously, I don't remember every question they've asked.
Well, I will say,
what's your take on that?
You know what? So here's the thing. I'll give Tony the smallest bit of grace, because when Tony talks to other people on other shows, he talks football. But you're right in that every time I've seen him actually ask Shedeur a question face to face, it's never about football. Mary Kay, I don't watch her show. She's not really present on ESPN Cleveland. She has
she's on Cleveland.com. She has her podcast.
Cleveland.com and then her podcast. Orange and Brown, yep.
And she appears on other shows or at this, with her.
Yeah, and she floats around. But Mary Kay, I haven't seen her ask him a football-related question. The smallest bit of grace I'll give to Tony, the smallest bit, is that when he talks and is on other shows, because he's on ESPN Cleveland a good amount, so I see a little bit more of Tony Grossi, he will talk about football, but the questions he asks Shedeur are never about football. So I know exactly what you're saying. I think it's silly. I mean, I really don't. And it's a shitty thing too, because as a rookie, it's like you have to find a way to answer that question without coming off as a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Because you're a rookie. Like even if you're Shedeur Sanders, you're still a rookie. You still want to conduct yourself. You know what I mean? And answer the question if you can.
I think it's a unique thing because Shedeur is more unique than probably most of these because of his name. Who was that? You know, I mean, none of these other rookies have the background of Shedeur Sanders. You know what I mean? Growing up in the spotlight, right? So I think there's some things you ask personally, not like in a real direct, like weird way, but like, you know what I mean? There's some things you ask him, like, hey, what advice is your dad giving you so far? Or you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I think you can ask personal questions because of his family background in terms of how's it helping you but still related to the football field or in terms of the NFL business. You know what I mean? So I think that's fair, but to do it ad nauseum or to keep asking constantly, that's different. But I think Tony, I like Tony. I think Tony's fine. I respect Tony. I think he's actually done some really good reporting in the last 5 years. I've even shown in the show, actually showing a lot of things wrong with the Browns internally at times. And he took a lot of heat for it, but I think he was right about some of it. So I give him credit where credit's due. But I think Tony's just Tony. I mean, Tony's been around a long time. And I think that I just view Tony to me is just Tony, Mike. He's always been the same. Like one thing, whether you like him or not, the dude's always been pretty much the same.
He's got grumpier. He's got grumpier in me.
He has a little bit. He's never. You got to. He's never changed. Like if you watch Tony Grossi back when they had the show on, Sports Time Ohio years ago. Remember they had a little sit down roundtable show. I used to watch that.
My God.
You'd watch him on that, and you watch him now on ESPN Cleveland tomorrow morning when he's on there. I'm sure tomorrow morning he's the same guy. Like that's just. I think to me that's just Tony. That's just who he is. Mary Kay, I've always known her more for just reporting. Like.
Yeah,
I go to her for reporting. Now she's starting to he's injected more of her opinion into things now. Now this Shedeur stuff, Mike, with her, I know has a lot of people hot and bothered recently.
Oh yeah, it's weird. And here's the thing about Mary Kay. If you want to say a good thing about Mary Kay, I'll say one good thing about her is as far as insiders go, inside information when it comes to trades or whatever like that within the Browns organization. She's usually on top of it just because she has so many sources.
She's a little bit of an extension of them.
Yeah, but like her opinion pieces, yeah, dude. Like, come on. She got to have just a little bit more tact. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, Mayor, I respect both of them. I mean, they've been in the business a long time. They put in a lot of work.
And I can respect but disagree with how they conduct themselves.
I just could disagree with certain things, but it ain't personal or anything. Here, if they want to come up here and discuss it, we'll drop the link for you guys. We'll invite you up here. We'll talk anytime. Have a respectful conversation, and yeah.
I can't talk with Tony Grossi anymore. He blocked me on Twitter.
Tony, if you see my email or anybody, hit us up, man. We
hit us up
if you want to open to it.
Unblock me on Twitter, Tony.
It won't be hostile or anything. It'll be
I won't be hostile, Tony. I'll buy a DeRusso sausage. You and I will be right as rain, and you know what I mean. I will get you a po' boy dog. Come on, man.
Anyways, he said Shedeur's the best quarterback in the draft. I really believe that. If they give Shedeur a chance, he will bring Cleveland to victory. I hope he does bring us to victory, Mike.
Praying for it, dog.
I don't believe a word Tony says. He just hasn't seen a good to great quarterback play at all. He's just a worthless opinion. We coming. Hope you ready. Oh, we're ready. We're all ready.
Do a shot with it.
I understand why Baker did not like the media here.
Baker also did himself no favors. Baker
At
was
first he did it.
He was very sassy guy.
Yeah, I think Baker was a little thrown off though by some of the media here, but I don't know. But you watch him now in Tampa, he's a lot different. Like he's just a lot more.
He grew up.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was bad here though. I thought certain things he handled pretty well. I thought he handled the Odell thing pretty well at the time.
I mean, Tony made a shirt after he asked him a question. Baker said, "Oh Jesus, Tony," and then Tony Grossi made a shirt out of it.
Yeah, I remember that. I'd laugh if Shedeur just gave them the finger.
Oh man.
Oh,
I'd laugh,
Tony
but I'd be like,
biased.
"Oh, I gotta talk about this on the internet." Oh,
Tony is definitely biased towards Shedeur. I'm not. This isn't reference, Mike, what I'm about to say towards just those two in particular, or even them at all. But I think a lot of these, I know a lot of these reporters, Mike. I don't think they really know how to handle somebody of this caliber, like in terms of the spotlight and the attention he brings. I mean, what's the biggest Browns player we've had in our, let's say, the last 20 years? Baker Mayfield or Odell Beckham Jr. are really the only two that had like you know, I mean, like everywhere they go, cameras follow them. Especially Odell.
Yeah.
When Odell first came here, it was like everybody
Miles is kind of to that point, but not really.
Miles doesn't really feed into it. He's just
no,
and you're not gonna get anything out of Miles. So
yeah, no, Miles is just that because he's Miles.
Shedeur is a likable person. I think his person when he talks, his personality is like you just want to listen to what he's saying because he's just very likable. You know what I mean? His smile. He is like got you know what I mean. He has all the supposed to be the face of like a franchise. You know what I mean? Like the way he talks and just how he conducts himself, like and you see the shoes he wears. You know what I mean? Like Shedeur is like he has it. You know what I mean? So I mean, I see why they follow him around, but I don't know if a lot of people might have seen it to this level because this dude's already coming in here with I mean, we see it in our chat. These people we've had join. Thank you guys for joining. They come in with a following, Mike. You know what I mean? Like he's already come in with a big following.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know if they've ever had to deal with something like that. I don't know. I think you're seeing
outside of Odell, no. But even when
Odell,
this regime,
even when Odell was here, I don't think it was like this. Like, and I'm not saying it has nothing to do with Shedeur. We're just talking about the media. This is how the media is responding to Shedeur, right? So, and here, and they do record everything. Obviously on their side too. They've recorded everything. You can see everything this kid does his whole college career. You know, because they show everything. Everything's documented, which I think is cool. So, but I don't know if some of these older reporters, Mike. I don't know if they really know how to handle this.
Yeah, no, I don't think they do.
They never really had to. They never been.
It's shocking because they've interviewed multi-million-dollar football players all the time, and it's like not to like humble brag, but like I feel like I think it behooves like digital creators like us because we deal with such a wide range. It's the internet. Everybody's on here. You know what I mean? Right. And you have a lot of these local media members who, I mean, yeah, they have their spaces, but for the most part, they are still old school in the way they do things, and they just don't know how to handle.
I think in their reporting, how they ask stuff, how they approach.
Yeah.
Like, if you're sitting there with a camera while he's eating pasta, that's not a.
Yeah. I mean, just ask them about the pasta, man. Just ask them how the stroganoff.
Yeah, I mean that's not a 2025 thing to do.
Yeah,
it's just, that's not very common now. Maybe back in the 80s, but not now. Not maybe late 80s, 90s, not now though. But I don't know. I just don't think they're able to. And he's a different. I mean, yeah, we've had multi-million dollar athletes obviously here they interact with, but everybody's got money. I'm talking about guys who have. He's on a different caliber in terms of celebrity, like.
Yeah,
everybody's people all over the world are tuning in to see what does Shedeur look like in practice? What does he say in the press conference? Like everybody wants to watch Shedeur every day. It's like Shedeur watch every day. People are, you know what I mean? People are fans of him. They're fascinated with him. It's his part. That's who he is. So, he said they never would. Too scared. No fractured ribs. Come on, Cleveland, get into it.
Here, I tell you what. 20,000 subscribers. Once we get there, I'll fracture my own ribs through a table. I'll jump through a table at 20,000. I'm making so many promises here. Got to do it. Do it for the vine.
Somebody's. I think somebody's.
Did I just show my age?
I've seen people jump off stuff in Cleveland, Mike, and look like they may have fractured something.
I feel like I just showed my age. I said do it for the Vine. Any of you young whippersnappers out there remember Vine? Is that a thing? It was like TikTok, but better.
Go watch the Cleveland Cavs parade. That was the craziest setting I think I've ever seen, Mike. You had people literally hanging off of buildings just to see LeBron go by in a car.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Odell say he never wanted to leave the Giants? I think it was pretty obvious to me, Parent John, when we first acquired him, he never wanted to leave the Giants, to be honest with you. I was all excited, Mike, about that trade. And then as this time went on, I had to start watching his body language. I'm like,
damn, bro,
he did not want to be here. And just treated it as so, too. So, sucked.
Breaks my heart. Had all the talent in the world, too.
Yeah, I know. But it is what it is. So we were coming off such a high in 18 with his rookie year, Baker. We thought, man, you put Odell in that mix, Mike. I mean, remember the night we got Odell, how just on fire the city was? I mean, everybody was like...
people were picking us to go to the Super Bowl and all this other crazy stuff.
I never seen anything like it in my life as a Browns fan, but then once you just started seeing stuff unfold, you're like, man, this is...
Yeah, Landry in his prime. I mean...
Yeah.
Damn.
They would never come on the show. Too scared. Says Jersey. Well, we're not scary people.
No, I'm just a little guy, dude.
Yeah, we're just nice people. I mean, we just want to have a
sweet little baby boy, dude.
A lot of rookies don't understand how big some of the media marketers are of the teams they go to. Yeah, that's a good point, Richie. No, they don't. I mean, obviously, they don't know the market they're going to because they've never been there either. You know what I mean? So they're kind of walking into it blind in a way of like they don't know what to expect. And I'm sure the team kind of helps them a little way. Who are the PR guys for the team and the media guy probably tells them who's who a little bit. But yeah, you got anything you want to add to that, Mike?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, good comment, Richie. Great comment. No, but I saw Odell. Okay.
No comment.
No comment. Pause. I used to love Odell, man, but he just gave up on us too quick. Glad that bum won't ever sniff the ball. What is it? Won't ever sniff the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, Mike. Do you?
No. I mean, he's going to be one of those guys that, like, he's going to be one of those guys that's like, yeah, he was one of the great receivers.
One of the most
the NFL's had a bunch of great receivers.
Guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it was more of just a catch. And he had some great years. I'm not saying he was bad. He was a good player. Obviously, we were excited for a reason when we got him.
Yeah.
But
he's not a Hall of Famer in the same way Josh Gordon isn't a Hall of Famer. You know,
I don't think he ever really bought into Cleveland, Mike, and I don't think they had the right structure in place either at the time. I thought the O-line wasn't as good as it could have been that year, and I thought there was some disagreement with the coaching, hiring, and it caused some internal what's the word?
Torment.
No, not torment. Internal torment. Yeah, torment for the fans. Internal, what's the word when there's beef inside the building? No, not strife. Dysfunction. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a little late at night. Sorry. Dysfunction. He said, I watch all the Cleveland platforms. When Tony talks about Shedeur, he turns red and stutters very badly. Watch. Yeah, I mean, I know Tony wasn't a fan of him coming here before we drafted him. I know he said no on that. So, you remember that? I remember you might have saw that, Mike. He wasn't a fan of them drafting before they even took him. So, but Rizzo was pounding. They used to get
Rizzo was pounding the table for him at 2.
Rizzo was about ready to throw a party right there.
Other Tony.
I love Rizzo. Yeah, Tony Rizzo. That dude, he likes to have fun. He gets in there dancing all the time during the show, and yeah, he loves Shedeur. So Shout out to Viral Authority. He said Shedeur brought me here. Well, shout out
And
to
I
Shedeur.
hope we make you stay.
Yeah, yeah. Please hit the subscribe button, and we could use your guys' support. Mike already said earlier, if you're just tuning in, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, Mike's going to go get a tattoo of the Browns logo, the dog logo, wearing aviators with a Colorado chain, and it's going to be filmed and documented, and you guys will all see it. So you better subscribe. You want to see that tattoo? It's already done too. We already got the spot and everything. Like I said, it's completely. We just need you guys to get to 1,000.
A lot of tattoo artists up here in Cleveland.
Yeah, we got a local one. We're gonna go to. Yeah, salute to you, Viral. Odell had Jarvis here if he actually cared about ball, but who cares where you played? Jarvis was my favorite. He just wanted to win. Jarvis was a dog. I loved Jarvis when he was here, Mike. He really helped instill the culture. Obviously, he had that infamous in Hard Knocks, the infamous rant in that receiver room. I thought that was a guy that came in there and just lit that culture up, and they needed it at that time.
Oh yeah, I mean, here I still have a "It's Contagious" shirt somewhere. Like that speech, I still watch that speech when I when I little pick me up, dude.
Sounds like my dad's meeting.
Contagious, man.
Sounds like Jersey's meetings, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Better tighten up. No. Shout out to Chuno Tay. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Yes, Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cab have an agenda towards 12. That's what it seems like a lot of people think, Mike. It's I've seen all over Twitter. People are not happy with them. No, when they talk negative about Gabriel, Tony has a pissy fit and very loud. No fraudulent. No. What's the word there, Mike?
Wait, what? Oh, Freudian slip.
Oh, Freudian slip. I'm sorry. It's a little late, guys. I'm sorry. I already popped the CBD. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a little tired. But yeah, anything you want to add to there, Mike? Do you see that bias towards Gabriel, maybe, and you know, or the bias towards Shedeur and how they treat Gabriel?
I mean, yeah, I think Grossi always likes the little like underdog quarterback that nobody talks about. He's just like he's like that. I remember Tony Grossi saying how he thought Josh Dobbs should be our starting quarterback, that he could take us to a winning record. I remember him dead ass saying that and being honest. So I'm not a fan of Grossi's quarterback evaluation process, whatever that may be, if he has one. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have seen a lot of people kind of defending the game. Oh, I don't say defending Gabriel. Here, Gabriel hasn't done anything wrong. He's been just like I said about Shedeur. Gabriel's been pretty cool since he's been here too. I think he's put his head down and went to work. You know what I mean? That's all he can do.
Yeah.
And I hope he succeeds. I'm not rooting against the guy. He made the NFL draft or made the NFL. That's only like 2% of people from college. Only 2% of college athletes, Mike, college football players actually make the NFL. So he's part of a small percentage. He's pretty good. But in terms of that, looking at it from that standpoint, but I don't see, Mike, where these people think he could be successful in the NFL. And I'm not saying the kid's not. He's very talented. He's just too small to me, Mike. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look out there and you watch him standing next to Joe Flacco, even and Kenny Pickett in that picture, there's not many small quarterbacks of that size who played a heavy amount of gun in college that come in the NFL and all of a sudden they're just going to be, you know, your starting franchise quarterback. I just don't see it. Not saying he can't, but compared to Shedeur, I think Shedeur has a much higher chance of succeeding than Dylan Gabriel. I think Dylan Gabriel, to me, Mike's just a left-handed DTR.
Yeah. No, that's not a yeah.
But yeah, I could totally see what you're saying, Ronnie, though, because I think some people probably, like we were talking about earlier, I think some of these reporters have somewhat of a, I don't know if it's like a personal issue they have with Shedeur, but I think they just don't like all the attention that comes with Shedeur, which I don't think it's negative. It's just he's just a guy. Everybody, like I said earlier, he's just somebody. Everybody wants to see what Shedeur's doing. You know what I mean? He's a polarizing figure in a way. And I said polarizing in the last video, Mike, and somebody thought that was the wrong word to use. Because I don't. But when I say polarizing, Mike, I know you too. He's just.
It's not a negative connotation.
No, somebody who attracts a lot of people. Like people they're interested in him. You know what I mean? He's interesting, right? So yeah, that's all we're saying. But you know, Dylan Gabriel is not polarized. So I think a lot of these reporters that don't know how to handle that, they probably tend to lean toward a guy like Gabriel because it's easier to cover Gabriel. Where Shedeur, it's not for some of them. For us, it is, but some people, like we mentioned earlier, Mike, it probably isn't.
Yeah.
Disagree, Mike. He said he disagrees. Mike Odell's a Hall of Famer because of the Super Bowl win. He will get in. Now, he did play really well in that Super Bowl game for you.
He really did,
He
actually.
Huh?
I was saying he really did play well before he got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he still had 1,000 yards his first year here. I don't know. That's gonna be an interesting question when the time comes.
I mean, he might be a Hall of Fame. He might not. Maybe not first ballot, but he might get it.
I don't think he's first ballot, but he may get in, sneak in. I don't know. I'd be interested in see when the time comes who else is on the list. You think Travis comes to Cleveland after his rookie contract after Shedeur takes over in Cleveland? I mean, if Shedeur has to leave where he's coming here, Mike, that means he's probably not playing well in Jacksonville. Because if he plays well in Jacksonville, he ain't leaving Jacksonville because they're gonna give him a monster.
Oh, they'll pay him whatever. Yeah, I don't hear. I've heard the theory of like, you know, Travis wanting to come play with Shedeur. I mean, I think that would be cool, and I think they both think that would be cool. But at the end of the day, like, you know,
yeah,
everybody gonna be there. Both respective players will get the bag if they play well. So,
yeah, I agree. He said, Paul with a nice watch would be more like Shedeur. So like a dog paw wearing a watch. I don't know that, but you want it. You like it. You gotta get the if you're gonna get the tattoo, it's permanent, obviously. So it's something you gotta like. I like yours though with the dog.
I like the logo with the chain, but tell you what, I got a bunch of skin. Maybe that'll be another one I can get.
Oh, well, that'd be part 2. You got to get that one first at 1,000. And once we get after that one, maybe we'll do another. We'll give him another challenge. Maybe that'll be the tattoo.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
man,
let's not do.
Yeah,
maybe not do let's not do every challenge a tattoo related because then you'll be just covered in tattoos by the time.
So, more ink than I already am.
Yeah. Jersey said somebody get Gabriel some stilts.
Oh my god.
Perry John said Jersey, that was a good one. See you aunties, uncles, cousins, and them. Hashtag we coming. They're coming, Mike.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. Shout out to you, Warren. Big Bro said Tony delusional. Gabriel needs some vapors to live. Okay. Jersey's having a fun time in the chat. This is a good one, Mike. I gotta be honest, this is a good one. We call Gabriel Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah, Bruno Mars. I don't get why they drafted Gabriel. Or excuse me, I don't get why they drafted Dylan. Don't the Browns need a receiver? Viral Authority. That's a great comment because at the night of the draft, we reacted live as it happened, and on the board was Ty Felton, Mike? The receiver.
Ty Felton had already been taken.
Who was really good. No, he was still available.
Was he?
Yeah, he was on the board.
Oh, he was on the board. Yeah, Ty
Felton. Or you had a safety who they could have used, and Xavier Watts. And you had an edge, too, in Jack Sawyer, who I think would have been nice. But Ty Felton especially, I agree with you, Viro. They need more weapons in that room. And I don't know, Mike.
Yeah, from a draft analytic standpoint, I loved their draft except that pick.
Everything but that pick.
To everything else, everything before and everything after to picking Dylan Gabriel was great.
Yeah.
But the Dylan Gabriel pick was just a head scratcher. I mean, Mason Graham, fantastic. Carson Schlesinger, second best linebacker in the entire draft. Quinshon Judkins, surprised he was there. Harold Fannin Jr. could be fantastic. Then great Dylan pick. Gabriel, question mark. Dylan Sampson. Love Dylan Sampson. He's going to be a dog. And then obviously Shedeur Sanders. Sampson. Oh, yeah. Sampson was our. This was any other draft. This draft was just so deep. You acquired
a first-round pick for next year.
Yeah. This draft was just so deep at running back. You had a bunch of really talented dudes fall to like the 4th round. That would have been like a 2nd to 3rd round grade in any other draft. Dylan Sampson's one of those dudes, man. He's just. I'm so glad that we got him and Quinshon. That's an insane running back tandem, bro. And with Shedeur on the field, shoosh.
Oh, I agree. Jersey said he should carry Shedeur's luggage.
Yeah, maybe. He can't carry a lot of bags, though.
Not a big guy. I mean, I'm sure Shedeur's coming with some bags with some shoes and he got some nice jewelry. But yeah, maybe he can carry the bags. I don't know. Oh, we got a new sub, Mike. Shout out to Viral Authority. He is subbed to the channel. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. The tattoo ever approaches.
Yeah, you guys will be it'll be your guys' fault too. He's got it. No, not fault. You guys are the ones.
That's a great way to put it. It's your fault.
Yeah, no, we like you. We want you to subscribe. Trust me, it's a good thing. It's a great tattoo because it's for a good reason, And yeah, it'll be your guys'. You guys will be the one to make it happen. So, yeah. Thumbs up. He said the running back will be nice. Yeah, Mike, what do you think about this running game and kind of how it can help Shedeur? I obviously never had a running game like this. And really, if it's Joe Flacco starting from the get-go too, Joe's 40. I think just helping out these quarterbacks, Mike, what do you see this running game this year with these backs, and how excited are you?
So I know a lot of you guys are from Colorado, and you're Colorado Buffaloes fans. Don't know how much Browns football you've watched in the past 5 years, but Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in their prime was a hell of a running back tandem. Nick Chubb's one of my favorite players of all time because of it, and I wish him well in his career in the future. This running back tandem has the potential to be as good, and this might be shocking, if not better. I think Quinshon Judkins very well could reach the Nick Chubb potential. They're a little bit different, but samey in that Quinshon Judkins' contact balance and burst are very similar to Nick Chubb. He's a little bit taller than Nick Chubb too, so he could be a little bit better in the pass game than Nick was. That was actually usually a fallout point of Nick's game. He never was really effective in the pass except in the screen game. And then honestly, as a prospect, Dylan Sampson over the moon could be better than Kareem Hunt. Dylan Sampson's a starting caliber running back that's going to be your second string running back and your scat back. This is a dude that's a bowling ball, insane speed, great, can catch the ball, great running whip routes. I mean, he had 22 touchdowns for Tennessee. He can do screen game. He can block, you name it. Like, oh man, and with Shedeur, with play action and being able to stick in the pocket and just having that ability to like hurt the other team by establishing the run, and then Shedeur in play action under center, it's going to be a thing of beauty, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think Judkins to me is a little bit of mix of Chubb and Kareem. He has the build of Kareem. Like he looks like Kareem Hunt a little bit, like just with the big, like just his the way he runs. You know what I mean? Big, like Kareem had like big legs too. Like when you know what I mean, when he's chopping through the line. Kareem was tough to bring down, man. He was like he was a big dude. He don't look as big maybe on camera, but he was big, and he was fast too, and he was just a mean back and just aggressive.
Bruiser, man.
Yeah, his build's kind of like Kareem in a way, and Chubb's. Chubb's obviously a big dude too. I mean, Chubb's massive, big. You look at his arms, his legs. I mean, squats like 600 pounds. Dude's huge. For a back.
Quinshon's footwork is nuts, though, dude. Seeing him run the shuttle, I'm like, oh my god.
Kareem had great footwork. I mean, Kareem was excellent, phenomenal footwork for Kareem too. I think Judkins to me is like a little mix of both. He can play out of the backfield because I was thinking used him last year in the backfield a little bit, and he can run like Nick Chubb at the middle. You know what I mean? He's a mix of both. I think Dylan Sampson, Mike, is something maybe we haven't really seen in terms of just that kind of scat back, true scat back, where he can do everything. He can run. He's versatile. He's fast. He can run out of the backfield. You can use him in all kinds of different all different kind of routes in the end zone. You know what I mean? Whip routes.
Yeah.
You can line up, run him in a whip route. You can put him in a damn angle towards the end zone. I mean, he can do anything.
My comp for Dylan Sampson when I did my running back breakdown before the draft, my comp for him was Alvin Kamara. Like, no joke. Like he is that prototypical, like the way he plays the game.
Similar in size, I don't think they are. Well,
I don't think they're similar in size. I just mean the way they play. Like, he's very similar to Alvin Kamara. Even like the way they run is similar. The way they run their routes, like, has that insane burst in the open field. Like he's Like you miss Dylan Sampson in a tackle, he gone. He's not. You are not catching him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's it. And you'll be like a DB. He'll shock a DB. He's like, is that running back running that route?
I will say that you talk about Nick in the passing game. Don't forget the biggest play though. Nick, one of the biggest plays he made was the screen pass against Pittsburgh to the house, to the crib.
Well, I said outside of the screen game. He was good in the screen game.
Yeah, that's all I needed from him, anyways. But yeah, I know what you mean. Not like most of us don't play fantasy football, so we know. Yeah. Shedeur didn't have a running game at Colorado, so it's going to be insane. Yeah, and it's all going to start with that O-line, big bro. I think I think we have the QB, we have the running backs. I think if that O-line can get healthy, Mike, and then get back to where they were, it all starts with the O-line. Because if that O-line's not healthy, Mike, like we saw last year, you're not going to have a good running game. You're not going to have a good passing game because the protection's not there, and the holes aren't being opened for the running backs. So as long as that O-line's healthy, Mike, and DeJuan Jones especially, I think there's.
He looks so good so far, bro. If he's the left tackle, I'm gonna feel so good.
I think the most important player on this roster, Mike, I'm gonna say right now, and it may sound crazy more than the quarterback, but I think if DeJuan Jones to me has to be the most important player on this roster this year, because if he is the guy moving forward to left tackle, it solves a lot of problems.
Oh, so many problems. I mean, that frees up. That's just a trickle down effect too. I mean, you for the next this season, if he plays well, you have him on a 4th round deal for another year before you have to pay him. Then you have 2 first round picks next year. You won't have to spend that on a tackle because I mean, here, even if you release Jack Conklin, I think Tevin Jenkins can take that job. And here, Joel's going to retire soon, but you drafted
and Tevin Jenkins, I believe, was top 30 in interest in all free agents in terms of like money offered. It's just because of his injury history.
Yeah, Tevin Jenkins can start at right tackle. Like
he can start at left or right
now.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
His more natural position is right, but yeah. But yeah, I think our O-line is going to look a lot better going back to the wide zone scheme. I mean, you still have Wyatt Teller in his prime; he's great. Ethan Posich struggled in that system. He's more of a wide zone center, but I think you'll see him go back to being a top 5 center like he was. And I think our O-line is going to be top 10 again, just going back to what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think health and I think the coaching too. I mean, obviously I said I reached out to a guy who's active now coaching and puts guys in the NFL, has guys in the NFL, helps put guys in college, top high school players. And I played in the NFL 6 years, both sides of the ball. Anyways, I reached out to him because I trust his opinion with evaluating coaches. This dude learned from Bill Callahan too. And he said Coach Bloomgren's a kick-ass coach. That was his words. And he said he thinks it's going to be great and that he'll be just what the Browns, I mean, it's what the Browns need, Mike. They need a kick-ass coach and somebody to come back there and instill discipline and accountability and just keeping guys in check. Because we didn't see that last year. You saw a drastic difference with Bill Callahan. And at the time, some people thought it wasn't I know you and I at the time were kind of like, well, it shouldn't be that big of a deal because you had the vets in there to hopefully carry that on. But a lot of the veterans were hurt last year, Mike, and you had some younger guys in there who just didn't have that accountability, and it wasn't good. I think the scheme didn't help too last year either. You had guys playing out of their natural skill set, but what they're comfortable doing. A long way to hit Chubb's level, hopefully, though. Yeah, he definitely can. I mean, absolutely, Chubb set the bar high, Mike. I mean, Chubb was great. So
yeah, I mean, he had a long career here. I'm just talking from like prospect wise.
He can.
The talent's there. The talent's absolutely there.
These core draft picks for Cleveland are very talented. He said his comp for Gabriel is Spud Webb.
Jesus. Muggsy Bogues.
Jersey said one of his guys was at Jones's house, said he really trimmed down. Yeah, there's been a lot of people that have seen him up close in person, Mike, this offseason, said he's really lost a lot of weight. Like, he looked good.
Yeah, I'm really glad that he took here. And that in and of itself is a great sign because that means he took his exit interview serious at the end of the last season. Like, here, this is what we need from you to expect going forward. You have the potential to make a lot of money if you do these things. That's a good sign in and of itself. It means he's taking it serious and he wants it.
Go Bucks! Shout out to you. Thanks for Go Bucks! Thanks for tuning into the reel. Carrying an SEC team to playoffs, pretty darn good. Talking about Dylan Sampson. Yeah, and I think he was the SEC offensive player of the year.
Yep, 20. I'm gonna say it every time. 22 touchdowns. 22. 2-2.
That's pretty damn good.
That's pretty damn good.
Richie said if left tackle and quarterback can be figured out this year, it helps out a lot with the talking about the Watson contract. It could help out.
Thank God it's gone, dude. I
Which
can't wait
I
for
think
that.
they're already talking about next offseason. Like there could be a departure. They're already talking about it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Thank God.
Yeah. My man, well, if any of you guys don't, obviously you guys are a lot of you guys are new. We started covering the Browns. This show started 3 years ago. Now this show wasn't initially started as a Browns show. It's also mental health side of things too. Go watch my first video. It's my first time speaking out publicly in years after being a hiatus. But we obviously started covering the Browns. That was always something we wanted to do. And from the jump, Mike, it rose right after the Deshaun Watson thing. I think it was like a month later we started talking about the Browns. And so that's been our whole time covering the Browns. Obviously, we've been Browns fans our whole lives, but covering the Browns, it's been a hell of a 3 years, Mike. That's for sure. Gosh,
yes, it has.
Man,
but now we're here, and things are starting to look up. Crawling ourselves out of the grave.
Yeah, I know these people out here are annoyed with the Shedeur thing because look at the media attention and blah blah blah. Listen, they should be happy.
This is good media attention, bro.
Media attention. This is positive.
Oh my God,
the kid's a nice kid. He does well. I'm rooting for the kid.
He's super talented, and it's not like when we sign.
Yeah. I mean, we should be happy. I mean, this is exciting. And we've loved to interact with all you Colorado fans, Dion fans, Shedeur fans. It's been great. We've had a great time over here getting to know some.
Yeah, everybody's been super cool. You guys are super cool,
and yeah, I mean, it's chill. I mean, I'm so happy now. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Mike. Part of the reason why I think ownership maybe Mike took Shedeur as well, wanted Shedeur, because if he pans out, obviously he's already a name. He's already a big brand. But it helps you move on from that Watson thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Deshaun years go into the ether. You don't even talk about him anymore.
You don't even talk about it. All you think about is Shedeur holding up the watch. That's all you think.
Yeah, it's coming out like coming out of a 3-year bender. You're like, whoa, where are we? I don't even remember. The last 3 years are an enigma.
Yeah, I don't know.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. They're gone. Oh.
Yeah. What happened?
Waking up from a bad dream.
Yeah. Not sure what happened. Shedeur with a good O-line. Better watch out, Shedeur. Oh, let's see. Shedeur. My screen's small. Hold on, it's glitching. Okay, there we go. Shedeur with a good O-line. Excuse me, big bro. I'm sorry, my screen was messed up. Shedeur with a good O-line. Teens better. Watch out. Shedeur picking you apart.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah. He could sit back there and dice shit, Mike. I mean, number 1 completion percentage in all college football history. That's got to mean something. I don't know why that stat didn't get talked about enough. Like,
right.
Quarterbacks that played in the history of college football. And he threw how many games did he play at Colorado? I mean, 13 each year, I think it was. So what?
26.
Oh, he played 12. Did he play 12? How many games did he play? No, he played 12. They didn't make a bowl game the first year because the team was still rebuilding. Played 13 this year, I believe. So what, 25 games? So through 25 games, he had the highest completion percentage. That's got to mean something.
Yeah, and having a very bad O-line out there.
And having a bad O-line, no run game. I mean, it's got to mean something. Hit the like button. I appreciate you, Warrior. Everybody hit the like button on the way in here. If you're just now
subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah, please subscribe. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, Mike's getting that tattoo, so you better get subscribing. Tell everybody else to subscribe too. He said 11 and 13. Okay, 11 and 13. Appreciate it. So 24 games, Mike. So 24 games, though, he had the highest completion percentage in college football history. It's got to mean something. Never really got talked about, though. The only guy I saw talk about was my man Matt McChesney on his show. That's the only person I saw bring it up. That's actually where I heard about it. I'm like, thanks for telling me, man. I never knew about it because nobody else brought it up. I'll admit it. I've never been a Browns fan and watched him because of Shedeur. Appreciate you for tuning in. Go Bucks. But I want him to play and Browns to win. That's what I'm talking about. We want the Browns to win, Mike.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Appreciate you for tuning in. Go Bucks. Rodney said, has him as a gunslinger. Let's go for it. Yeah, in his words, Mike, he took a big swing and a miss. Big
Yeah, like
swing
I
and
said
miss.
before, man, it's just a swing and a miss. Just
That was
burn
a
$250 million. Yep.
That was a hell of a swing and a miss. I mean, that's like the pitch was like thrown way out there, like almost
Yeah.
damn near the other's dugout, and
Yeah.
it just swung and the bat went flying.
Yeah, he
Bats-
nuked the Brinks truck and acted like it was no big deal. Nah, no, well,
Yeah, well, just
here's the
$235
$250 million. Psst,
bucket.
whatever.
Yeah.
Looks like I got a.
Yeah, we already got to that. Shedeur back corner end zone throws are elite. Yeah, he does throw those back shoulder, and his guys available, Mike. They threw a lot of those too. Will Shepard. I wouldn't doubt. I would like they brought him in, Mike. I keep bringing up his name. I think he's
That'd be nice.
I know you feel the physical in Tampa, but I mean, why not bring him in and see what he's got? I mean, your receiver room right now, Mike, outside of Jerry Jeudy is all unproven.
Yeah, I'm about to go in for a tryout, bro. Why not? Let's try it.
Let's try it. Oh man. But, well, Mike, you got anything else you want to talk about, Mike, before we get up out here? You got anything else on? Who's else stood out to you so far at OTAs? Anybody else?
Carson Schwessinger, who's going to see a much heavier workload on the defensive side of the ball than I initially thought, because we found out about, a week ago, 10 days ago now, that Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, our star linebacker, is unfortunately out for the season as he nurses a nerve injury in his neck. Very scary injury he had.
Okay.
Yeah, prayers to JOK, man. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Hell of a player, too. My God.
Hell of a player, hell of a person. Just a great dude in the community and just a great person overall. So I'm praying for JOK. Hopefully he can get back to playing the game he loves and doing what he loves. But in the interim, we do have Carson Schwessinger, the 33rd overall pick. Absolute dog, UCLA product. Last year he had like over 130 tackles. Dude's a machine. He can blitz. He gets skinny through the gaps, and he's great in coverage too, which you want out of your Mike.
And
And
a 4.5, dude can fly.
Yeah, he's dude's super fast, super athletic, super smart.
For his size, he can cover for a linebacker. Yeah.
I think Schwessinger's look great in OTAs. He's as advertised, which is good to see.
Has any of the veterans stood out to you? Obviously, DeJuan Jones talk about him, but any other veterans really stood out to you? Return guys.
I think Jerry Jeudy is going to take another leap.
Everybody keeps saying that he's just been looks like he's on another level now. Which I'm not surprised. I think Jerry just needed a year to go somewhere new.
I think he's got his confidence back.
Yeah, it was all. I mean, the guy was picked 12th overall in that draft for a reason. If you watch Jerry Jeudy in college at Alabama, Mike, he was pretty damn good. I mean, that dude was really good. That's why he was a 12th overall pick for a reason, which is pretty high for a receiver, as we all know. So I think he just was in a bad situation there in Denver. There was a lot of turmoil. It got a little toxic. I think he got his feet wet last year, balled out, played really well. I think now, like you said, get his confidence back. This guy might become what everybody thought he would be coming out of college. Like, it's kind of Sam Darnold-ish in a way. You know what I mean? Like, put them in the right system where they in a place where they're welcomed and they have the right fit, and this is what they can become because they can actually sit, grow, and develop and flourish.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I
would still be I would still be aggressive if I get Mr. Olave down there in Tampa and for a fair price. I'm still trying to go get him. I really like that a lot. But what do you think about the safety room, Mike? I want to ask you about that real quick before we get here, because that's a big question mark to me. Is the safeties outside of Grant Delpit, who I think Grant will be fine. I mean, last year I think everybody kind of up and down here, but Grant obviously when he's healthy has shown he can be really good. What do you think about the safety room so far? I know they brought in some veterans there. What do you think of those guys?
They did. I think DeMonte Casey is going to be kind of like the free safety. He's not going to be asked to do a lot. I really think they want Ronnie Hickman to win that starting job out there. Luckily, go Bucks. Ronnie Hickman looked very good his rookie year, especially for UDFA. He played a lot. He made some mistakes, and then unfortunately he got injured at the tail end of the year. But for the most part, Ronnie played amazing, and I think they want him to take that job. They do have some backup there. They do have UDFA McMillan out of Pitt, who could see some playing time at the very least. I think he will make the team, possibly just be a special teamer if he doesn't. Then we also signed a veteran safety from the Seahawks, Rayshawn Jenkins, who's more of a free safety. But I think Casey and Delpit are going to be your strong safety, third linebacker, because the Browns like to run
4-2-5.
4-2-5, and that safety more or less plays the linebacker. And Grant Delpit, for a dude his size, can just tackle his shit out of people.
He
and
plays down in the box really well.
Yeah, and Casey's kind of like the same way. So I think they want Ronnie Hickman to take that job. Do I feel great about the room? As far as the defense goes, I mean, the defense is pretty stout, but if I had to pick like a weak room, it's probably the safety room. But I'm feeling a lot better than I did after the draft, because we signed Casey and Jenkins the same day, legit the same day. We signed two safeties, so now I feel a little bit better. I think it's not good, but it's serviceable, and I think they'll tie it down. Oh, I think Joseph froze, ladies and gentlemen. So while Joseph comes back, I am going to read some comments. So let's see. Long time no see. All these reporters complaining about covering Shedeur is seeing their channel hit numbers they've never seen before. That is very true. Like we said, it's really been cool interacting with all these new Colorado fans, all these new people coming to Cleveland spaces, learning about the Browns, and we are likewise learning about Shedeur and just the great football culture you guys have. It's been freaking awesome. You guys have been great. Oh, Joseph, you back with us?
Yeah, somewhere I think my internet went out. What the hell?
Technology.
Anyways, yeah, great job, Spectrum. Anyways, what were you saying there, Mike?
I said I feel
about the safeties.
Yeah, I said I feel, basically I summarized it, and I finished with the point that I feel a lot better than I did after now than I did after the draft. After we signed Casey and Jenkins, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to see some of these comments here. I want to get to some of these comments. Had to switch to my mobile device. Mike, you want to go down these comments to make sure we get them?
Yeah, I got them.
I can't get to them.
Do I think Haslam's wife drafted Shedeur? I think it's a collaborative effort, Rodney, between Jimmy, D, and their son or son-in-law, maybe J.W. Johnson. Yeah, son-in-law. I think it's kind of like a collaborative effort between the three of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And Pickett and a third for Olave.
I think the coaching staff really wanted Shedeur too. I think some of those guys, because of connections, I think they were interested as well.
Yeah. Richie says Pickett and a third for Olave. I'd do that right now. I'd do that tomorrow.
I'd do it right now. And I think that might be a fair trade. Maybe a Pickett in a second, but
yeah, I think they'd want at least a second. But I'd give that.
Because
up.
I mean, if you look at Tyler Shuck, I mean, he's improved. He's older, but he's improved. They don't have really another veteran in there, Mike. I mean, Derek Carr just retired, so who else do they have? I mean, unless you think
Tyler Shuck,
a one-year player.
That's Taysom Hill if you count him.
Yeah, I mean they don't really have a. They could use a Kenny Pickett probably. I mean, if you talk about who's actually available, you know what I mean. That's reasonable to get.
Go Buck says safeties get better if D-line is elite. Definitely agree with that. And we have the best defensive lineman in football. So.
Oh yeah, and if you get that pressure at the middle like we expect from Mr. Graham,
Mr. Graham and Mr. Hall.
And Mr. Hall, and then obviously Miles helps them out. It'll definitely help out a lot.
Rodney says Haslam's wife makes him smarter. I will say that much. Go Buck says, I don't know about the owners, Rodney. Yeah, I mean, here, NFL owners are NFL owners. You know,
okay, I'm back here.
I think it's been famously said. Well, welcome back to the party. It's been famously said there's no such thing as a good NFL owner. There are just non-meddlesome ones.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've learned obviously a lot since they've been here in 2012.
It took some time
as owners, that's for sure. But hopefully they have it right now, Mike, because I mean, this after what we just went through for 3 years, I hope they just learned all their lessons, Mike. And I think they have, Mike. I think we've seen the ownership really back off more this offseason, I think, than any other offseason.
Yeah.
Which they even admitted in their comments. I mean, I think the everybody talks about a lot, Mike. Let me turn off the other device here. Everybody always says, Mike, that they think Stefanski and Barry are on the hot seat, but just by their actions, Mike, this offseason, they don't seem like people who are acting on like they're on the hot seat.
No, they're not.
So
I think ownership is understanding that it wasn't a Stefanski Barry issue; it was a Deshaun Watson issue. That became pretty evident.
That he forced.
So, yeah, that he forced, and he was like, he hit the. All right, guys, my bad. Sorry, because I mean, here we were a year removed from Kevin Stefanski winning 11 games with Joseph Vincent Flacco off the couch, Philip J. Walker, Seattle Sea Dragons legend, DTR, and 1/3 of Deshaun Watson. So we were a year removed of winning 11 games with legit 4 different starting quarterbacks. I think it's fair to say it probably wasn't Stefanski.
New Orleans coach said they weren't interested in Pickett, even though he was his OC last year. Kellen Moore, he wasn't the OC in where was Pickett at? Oh wait, I'm thinking Pickett in Pittsburgh.
Philly. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, you're right. Philly. Well,
it's late.
That could change. I mean, he could get in practice and start evaluating these guys and because he has some familiarity with Pickett, obviously. So we just need a bridge guy. And maybe you get some draft capital out of it, Mike. I think they would be open to it.
Yeah.
I think there's been some smoke there around that. So I think that's coming from something. I would do now for a second. If it gets done, solves a lot of issues. I agree. I mean, Chris Olave, go Bucks again. I mean, that guy. I'm back. That guy alongside Judy, Mike, would be special.
That'd be electric.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, God, man, is there a team in a worse position than the Saints? Like,
I don't know, man. That's like,
kind of like DeMario Davis.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Shuck's got some talent, but he is 25. But outside of him, I mean, I don't know what else on that roster. I mean, Alvin Kamara's great, but
he's getting older, man.
You got Kellen Moore. I think it's first time head coach. So
yep,
it's good. Yeah, I don't know.
Cam Jordan ain't getting any younger.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird situation down there. But let's see. Is it 27? No, he's 25, I believe. Yeah, he's 20. Or is he 26? He's like, how old is Tyler? I think he's like
going to be 27 this year.
I think he might be 26, gonna turn 27, possibly.
I'm 29. That's nuts, bro. What was bro studying?
No, he's 25. Yeah, he's 25. He'll be 26 in September.
So you're telling me he's got a doctorate?
Yeah.
Is that Dr. Shuck?
Yeah, it says Tyler Shuck is 25 years old. His birthday was September 28th, 1999. He'll be 26 in September. So, the new D lineman is a beast. Great footwork. Yeah, I mean, Mason Graham, obviously, as Buckeye fans, he gave us some fits, obviously, the last 2 to 3 years. But hell of a D-line interior guy. Great footwork. Great at breaking double teams, putting pressure up the middle. Great in the run game. His footwork's great. His hands I like his hands. He likes the bull rush a lot as well, but he's got really good hands. His ripping the run game is great. I mean, he's a really good D lineman.
Agreed.
And it's actually his pursuit angles too for a D lineman are really good too. I like. I mean, he's not hawking guys, obviously, that kind of speed, but he's the way his angles, he comes out of into that backfield, cuts off running backs, and just makes tackles and stuffs the run game. He's a very smart player. When I watched, I think he'll be really good here. But especially alongside Miles and Mike Hall and the other guys they got. Alex Wright healthy, I think it's really good this year too, Mike. So, let's see. We got one more here. The seat will get hot in Cleveland if Shedeur doesn't play. and Browns are losing, the prime nose will get loud from his fans and national media. I'm sure it's a reason Shedeur dropped. Possibly. I mean, that could be some of it, Mike. Maybe fans or franchises were a little afraid to take Shedeur because maybe coaches were, because the coaches always are worried about somebody else taking their job. If they're not, they don't feel like if they're not like on the Andy Reid level, obviously, where they're secured. But
Right.
what do you think of that, Mike? I mean, that's an interesting comment. I mean, I don't think Kevin's gonna get fired, Mike, after the season based off of I think it would have to go horribly wrong this year, dramatically. But they seem to like Kevin. I think Kevin kind of got some his power back that I think got taken away from him last year. Because I think they had to go all in on the Deshaun experiment. So, but I don't know, Mike, if Deion Sanders is interested in coaching in the NFL. I think he's kind of really comfortable in the college game right now, and I think he'll do fine in the college game. I think the pros is a little different because you're dealing with guys that already got money. Some guys don't want to hear. I mean, look at the Stephon Diggs thing right now. I mean, Mike Vrabel just took over, and another video just came out tonight. I mean, this is what Vrabel's already got to deal with. I mean, he didn't want to go back to college. Vrabel didn't want to go back to college at all. But even at the NFL level, he's got to deal with guys that got money and don't want to listen. So I think Deion has no problem staying in college.
Right.
But do you think there's any merit to that? Do you think that maybe they're
I'm trying to think. I mean, I think the noise, I mean, when you have a rookie quarterback that you're excited about, I think the noise would be loud. I think it's a little bit more unique in Shedeur's situation because of the following. But I mean, here, when we had Baker, it was the same situation when we were losing. I mean, people were chanting his name in the stands. I think that would happen with any, losing team that you're playing a bridge vet and, you have a talented young quarterback that, people believe in. I think that's not unusual. I think it's just a little bit louder with Shedeur.
Yeah, he said it's because the noise is already loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Mike, want to people to like, subscribe, and share?
Folks, thank you so much for joining us this evening. If you haven't already, please drop a like, subscribe, share this content if you could. Helps us a lot. We're trying to grow from where we're at currently. We'd love to continue this, and hopefully down the road, we'll make this our full-time gig. So that would definitely help us do that so we can constantly give you new content, new shows, do new things. We're always trying to expand with new ideas, all that good stuff. So like, subscribe, share this content. We greatly appreciate all who commented and chatting in with us. It's been a fantastic.
Baker wasn't covered in Chicago and Southwest Florida like Shedeur.
Yeah, I did. Touche. Yeah. But yeah,
shout out to
thank
Rodney.
you guys so much.
Love you guys. Love you too, Rodney.
Love you too, Rodney.
But yeah, you heard what Mike said. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hey, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, Mike's getting that tattoo.
I will get that tattoo. It's real.
Yeah,
I'm a man of my word.
That's right. Tell everybody to subscribe as well, and we'll get it done. So I love all you guys. Like, subscribe, share all the good stuff, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Are you saluting, Mike?
I am saluting. I'm doing a handstand right now. You can't see it.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one. We're out of here. He's doing a handstand.
Later.